Hey there, fans of brotherly love wrestling. It is I, Vic Delicious.
Philly's own, the Mecca here.
It is the real McCoy, J.D.X. Justin D. Xavier. And
it's your man, CD, the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels.
Hello, boys and girls. This is your old friend RJ City.
Hey there, brotherly love wrestling. Bill Carr here.
Hey everyone, this is two-time guest Wheeler Yuta.
Two bozos from Philadelphia flapping their gums about pro wrestling this, pro wrestling that.
Which is not that unique in the grand scheme of things yet.
You are in for a treat because you're tuned in to Brotherly Love Wrestling.
Philadelphia, are you ready?
No! They said, are you ready?
This is Brotherly Love Wrestling Podcast, your first stop for everything professional wrestling. So sit back and enjoy wrestling talk at its finest with your hosts, Larry Hall and Joe Corrado.
Welcome, everybody, to Brotherly Love Wrestling. On the show this week, I think we'll be breaking down the results of Full Gear. We'll be looking forward to Survivor Series or WWE, amongst other things. So, Joe, from what you saw and reaction and all, I know last week I started off the show when we said about Full Gear that I was kind of underwhelmed by looking at the card. But there still was some matches that, I feel like every AEW pay-per-view, as good as they are, there are still some matches I wish just wouldn't be on the pay-per-view. But there were some great, great matches as well.
What matches didn't you want on the card?
So they had the Golden Jets versus the Bucks, which I think could have happened on a Dynamite.
Okay.
Because if the Golden Jets beat the Bucks, they get now a title shot at the titles.
A title shot at the titles. That's interesting.
Well, a shot at the titles, whatever.
I want a title shot at the kitchen utensils.
You know what the fuck I meant.
Man, you got hostile on that one. Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Push the right button.
And one I really wasn't invested in, but it actually turned out to be a pretty good match, was the triple threat, the three-way for the women's TBS championship. It was actually a pretty good match and surprised me.
It's some sick gear.
It really was. But yeah,
it's pretty awesome.
I know. That's one thing that a lot of their wrestlers, their attires, man, like the tribute attires.
It's like a big cosplay.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. Well, Gargano did it a lot.
Yeah.
In NXT.
Yeah.
His gear was always geared towards Marvel.
Yeah.
Seth's got some crazy shit. Like the one time he fucking what was he wrestling? Was he wrestling Dom and he was wearing Mysterio's the Halloween Havoc gear, or was he wrestling Mysterio? Either way.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he's done Game of Thrones. He did the White Walker King. He did
Joker. Didn't he do the Joker?
Well, I know Ray did the Joker.
Did he?
Yeah, Ray is another one.
Well, yeah, Ray's another one. Ray's another one who fucking does some crazy ass shit. Like that's been a thing for. It's been a thing for longer than I ever realized. Like yeah, it's like a big cosplay thing.
Speaking of Halloween Havoc, that was one of the most famous, best attires Ray's ever had. Is that the purple? Who was that against again?
Eddie,
that's right. That's what I thought. I didn't want to fuck that up, but yeah, that's one of the best gear ever. Period.
That's one of his most like notable and remembered.
Yeah, but I mean, all in all,
that's all thanks to social media.
Oh yeah, of course.
How many times that clip runs?
Mm-hmm.
Like you probably find that clip weekly.
Yeah, most likely. Well, especially around this time of year with Halloween Havoc and all, and Halloween, like it's popping up at like probably every
and I'm pretty sure
couple hours.
This, what is it, about maybe a week ago was the anniversary of Eddie's passing.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe not even a week ago.
Yeah. I remember seeing posts about Eddie Guerrero, like the anniversary. But I do want to talk, I think, the best match on the card.
Did we ever do an essential series for Guerrero?
No, we never did. We got to do
put that into the you get what I'm saying.
The atmosphere. Put it out.
Atmosphere. Yeah, putting it out in the Joeosphere. Welcome to the Joeosphere.
Yeah, so I want to talk about the best match of the night, at least in my opinion. And actually, I saw a lot of people saying in their opinion as well. Shane Strickland and Hangman absolutely killed it. And it being a Texas death match, like I think we said on last week's show, as long as it tells a story, you know what I mean, and not violence for the sake of violence. And it was so great. It was a different Hangman. A Hangman that I feel like we should have been seeing all along. I wish AEW
Hangman at the end of his rope.
Nice. But it got so bloody. It was brutal. There was the staple guns. I mean, the drinking of Swerve's blood by Hangman and then spitting it out via Triple H style. Like it was brutal, but it still told a story the whole time. And like both guys beat the shit out of each other. It was entertaining as hell. And I mean, both of us have the same view on death matches. They're great, but in small doses. But this was so good. It was amazing.
All right. I'm going to throw a compliment at AEW. See, they have been good for the most part, minus a few Moxley matches, in my opinion. But their utilization of blood, though it tends to get a little out of control sometimes, they still do it well. Like the incorporation, for the most part, in their big matches where it happens, like I like that I get to see it. Like, do I need to see it in every match? No, but I don't get to see it over in WWE. And it was one of those things that I remember like vividly, like when I was a kid, like being like scared for them, like when the blood, like when Flair would bleed, or Dusty, or anybody when they would bleed, you'd be like, holy shit! Like it got like really serious. You're like, oh my god, are they gonna be okay? Like it doesn't bring me back to that, but it's like it's a different feeling than when I was a kid. But it's still like, oh shit, he busted the fuck open type thing. Like, all right, let's see where this fucking goes. Like, it's more of a I know it means something now. Well, it meant more as a kid, honestly.
It meant more as a kid, like you said, and I think because of
remember when Austin was bleeding?
Oh yeah, perfect example. Like WrestleMania 13.
The most iconic blood picture of all time.
Yeah, like excuse me. But that's why it made you feel the way it did, was because it wasn't every match. It only paid off when the match called for it, or when the rivalry called for it, and it was a good payoff. Like it was a true blood feud or something like that, or like to make Stone Cold. Like this dude's bleeding from the head, but he refuses to give up no matter what, and has to pass out in a pool of his own blood. Like it's that kind of visual that can add to story.
Say what you want about Brett, but that was all his idea.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. As we learned from Edge and Christian's podcast.
He almost created in that moment Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah. Oh, he definitely strapped the rocket to him. I'll tell you that. Because that epic.
He didn't even win the match. He didn't even win the fucking match,
Mm-mm.
and he still got over.
It was one of the probably, if not the one of the greatest double turns in wrestling history.
I don't even like. Do you even know of another one besides that one? Like a double turn?
Rock Hogan at 18.
Oh, yeah, but that wasn't nearly as good.
I agree, but I mean, it's a double turn.
Toronto changed that. Toronto did that.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't planned.
No. Yeah, you're. I didn't realize you meant like a planned double turn, but yeah.
I don't even know how planned that was, but that might have happened organically too. But Rock wasn't even like working like a true heel though.
Yeah. At that point, he was true heel. No. You're right. I'm sorry.
Rock was the face, and Hogan was
the heel. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Guy.
Yep.
And Rock really wasn't doing a true heel at that moment.
No, you're right. Yeah, I don't know why I confused that.
They ended up teaming up after that, I think, didn't they? Wasn't it The Rock, Hogan, and Kane when Kane was the Hulkamaniac?
Later, I think, later after that feud, yes. That's where Kane does both their gimmicks.
Yes.
In the back of that promo. Yeah. The other big thing that stuck out at me for Full Gear was the main event, MJF. Beginning of the night, we have hey Fluff, Jesus Christ. We have the ROH tag title match, and Samoa Joe is the partner for MJF, and they retain the titles, but the Gun Club, or the Bullet Club Gold anyway, beats the hell out of MJF, takes out his knee, and he's loaded into an ambulance and leaves the building and tells Adam Cole to don't let them take my title. So at the end of the night, we have Adam Cole representing MJF against Jay White for the title. He's in street clothes with crutches, and it was the only unbelievable part of it. I'm like, come on, does anyone actually believe that he's really going to start this match? It was the only part that kind of pulled me out of disbelief and got me uninvested for a little bit. And then they pull a WWE. Then they have you hear the ambulance in the stadium, and you have MJF pull up in the ambulance and limp all the way to the ring and have the match, which the match was a classic for a guy that...
A lot of people, what I was reading, a lot of people, I don't know if this was fake hate or fake dislike, but a lot of people were writing about how this ruined Jay White. Like Jay White should have never lost to a one-legged MJF. Like he loses all credibility now. And I was like, is that an overreaction? Did people really think that Jay White was going to beat MJF? I didn't think that Jay White was going to be the one. I don't see him as that guy. You?
I don't see him as that guy.
To beat MJF. MJF's at the tippity top. MJF, I don't know. I don't know who's on that roster that's going to beat him, that's going to have that type of impact like he did.
No, I agree.
I feel like he's making that title mean what it means right now. I don't think anyone else is going to be able to do that. Because remember when I forget who had it, but it felt like secondary to everything else that was going on. And I forget who the hell had it.
Was it Moxley, was it?
That's who I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, look, I didn't think Jay White was going to beat MJF. But I get the argument of credibility. I get it. Like, I understand what people are saying because he is one-legged, but he's your guy. He's the guy. Like, he is AEW. He's their champion, and I agree with you. What did you expect? Like, I didn't think Jay White was winning, but I really like how good Max looked, even with one leg. Even if it is kayfabe or whatever, and it's not real, it still was good. Very, very good storytelling, really good psychology the entire match, and I just it was a good way to close the pay-per-view.
Who do we think's next? Like, who do we think's going to be the next one? Do you think they're going to run it back with Jay White, or do you think he's pretty much out of the fold right now?
I would assume Jay White's out of the fold. You have Max owing Samoa Joe now that Samoa Joe helped him retain the titles, so he owes Samoa Joe one. You have Powerhouse Hobbs. You have Wardlow. The list.
Can I stop you there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I sidetrack you real quick?
Okay.
Now that you brought up Wardlow's name,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to touch on what you sent me prior to starting the show, the clip from Busted Open with Ronda Rousey. So Ronda Rousey debuting for ROH at TV tapings at the Manhattan Center.
Mm-hmm.
First, let's get our thoughts on that.
You want my thoughts first?
Yeah, sure.
I 100% agree with what Bully Ray said, which tends to be a running theme with me. Like, his psychology in professional wrestling is exactly what I think wrestling should be. So, for those who may not have heard it, Bully Ray basically said that he feels like you should have had Ronda Rousey come out on Dynamite, have Tony do his Tony thing and make an announcement, and have Ronda come out, offer her an AEW contract, and her refuse, but then say, I want a Ring of Honor contract. And you elevate Ring of Honor and you have a name, a star on Ring of Honor, and at least pull some people to watch Ring of Honor a little bit, maybe. I think having her on a TV taping and no announcement or anything is kind of foolish, and I don't know how else to put it. But good for her for still wanting to do it, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. So, yes, I'll agree with you on that one. I think it is foolish, the whole TV taping debut. I think it feels like you go from, and there will be a few people that listen to the show that should get this. It feels like you go from playing in the World Series to going down to single A ball. Like, that's what it feels like. You've dropped all the way down. Not because it's ROH, but because of how it was done. It was basically like going from a WrestleMania then to going to a live show.
Which,
like,
yeah, I mean, technically
like,
that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it was. So, like, it just feels like if she's Ronda Rousey and she's really this big of a name and this important, like that, this, like, you debut her a different way. One, you don't let anybody know about it. You actually keep that element of surprise, which you used to be really good at. But I will say this: I don't agree with the way that I don't agree with Bully Ray on this one, and I will give you my reason. One, I don't think I could hate anything more in my entire life than an interaction between Tony Khan and Ronda Rousey. My God, will I want to fucking blow my brains out while listening to that? And I would have to throw my TV through the window. That would be the only way to stop the crazy thoughts that are going through my head. Two, that's just one reason. Two, I wouldn't have Ronda Rousey come out and get offered a contract and then say, no, I want to go to ROH instead. That's just like Wardlow doing the whole, I don't want to be the world champion. I want to be the TNT champion. It's a downgrade. This is your main product. Your other product isn't even on TV.
Okay. So to oppose that point,
sure.
If you have her want to do it right, want to do it the right way. Like
What's
I
the
get
right way?
well, hold on. I get where she was. I get your point of she main evented WrestleMania. There's no higher point in wrestling for most people than main eventing WrestleMania. She did it. She was one of the first women to ever do it. But a lot of people, and this a point that Dave LaGreca made on that was she was given it. You know what I mean? She was literally given it. She was brought in by Triple H and Stephanie. She had a WrestleMania moment with The Rock. Then she came in after the Rumble and was immediately able to get into the title picture and was given the main event. So a lot of people look at her like that. I think that's why a lot of people, aside from the fact that she can barely talk, don't like her because she's just here. You can main event and make history, and you're not even a proven pro wrestler. So I think if you have her come in and go, I want to start from the ground level. And let's be honest, Ring of Honor, yes, it doesn't mean what it used to mean. And it is a lot like the ground level. It's not elevation or dark, but it's probably one of the lowest at this point for AEW. So I think if you have her come in and go, I want to start down, I want to work my way up, I want to work for that contract. Let me start at ROH, and then let me prove to you I belong on Dynamite. I belong on the big show. I belong on the pay-per-views. That's a different conversation than just, no, I don't want a contract, I want ROH. At least you have a reason behind it.
Here's the thing, though. The thing I don't like about that is that it's a storyline. And so if she's not well received and we don't care that she's on the TV, is she not going to get the contract? Or does she already have the contract for AEW and is just working ROH? Like, I would like it if, you know what? If you want to prove yourself, great. You can prove yourself. But if you still suck and no one cares, then guess what? You're really not getting that contract.
Yeah. No,
I would like that to happen. Like, not, I'm going to come in. Here's your AEW contract. No, I don't want an AEW contract. I want a Ring of Honor contract. Meanwhile, she's already got a fucking huge contract because it's Ronda Rousey. So now we have to sit here and see just how bad she could potentially get.
I mean, I get that. That makes sense.
You gotta realize, like, the people that she's gonna work are like the same people that she worked in WWE. It's the same style. Like, it's not like the women's division isn't like a crazy far movement from the way that the women work in WWE.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It'd be the same fucking thing. Like, unless you'd be like, all right, Ronda, go in there and have a fucking death match. You want to step out of your fucking comfort zone? Go in and fucking bleed.
Yeah.
You should be used to it. Holly Holm fucking
real good.
Right.
That's a little
fluffer. Yes, I'm petting my cat in good faith that joke landed. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, for those who are listening and haven't seen the appearance of Bill Ferry.
I have a companion for this show.
Yeah, and he seemed very lively tonight. He seems like he wants some attention.
I don't know what it is. Right.
But the other thing, I know you probably didn't. If you didn't actually sit down and watch pay-per-view, you definitely didn't see the press conference. So I'm sure you saw clips, though.
I did see, and I'll touch on this. This will be the last thing during the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like the Edge's get up for their match.
Ah, yes.
I did like that. It was pretty cool. I mean, I just love Sting, and people that get to work with him that like may not have ever worked with him, and they get to do cool shit with him. Like, I'm here for that. Like, I love that.
I agree, and I think that Woody's choice for Sting's retirement opponent might be right, with it being Darby, with nothing happening so far with Edge or anything like that. I think it might be Darby, as much as you don't want it to be.
No, I don't want it to be, but I'm leaning like I was leaning when I said it last week. Like, I think it's going to be Darby. I don't think it's going to be anybody else.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. But anyway, the press conference, MJF is visibly, I mean, I don't want to say bawling, but close enough to bawling, crying as he comes in to begin this press conference of how much pain he's in and how much he loves his best friend and loves Adam Cole and how much this guy has been there. And as I'm watching this, I'm going, yeah, Adam Cole's the fucking devil. Adam Cole is the devil. I am 1,000% convinced Adam Cole will be the devil whenever they decide to do this.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, if you're going with MJF as this good guy, if you're really going to sink him into babyface for a while, who better than a guy that completely got this dude to be good, a good person, and actually trust? And like MJF said, I've only trusted a couple people in my life, and this guy's one of them. You have him lay it on as thick as MJF is laying it on about how much of a best friend and a brother Adam Cole is, and you find out that the guy doing this, the devil, is Adam Cole. He is going to be. He'll be behind Christian still, because Christian's the heel in AEW. But man, people are going to fucking hate Adam Cole for doing this because people are so invested in MJF.
That'd be pretty impressive to get Adam Cole like unanimously booed week after week.
No more Adam Cole baby or anything like that when he got like.
He'd have to cut it off too.
He would just not do it anymore.
Because if he could go like this and just go, no, shut the fuck up, he would be hated.
That's what I'm saying. I think I definitely didn't like. I know the likeliness of him being it, but like I wasn't really convinced. But after watching that press conference, I'm like, it has to be. Like Britt Baker wouldn't make enough sense. Like if you could connect the dots, but nothing like it being Adam Cole.
So let me ask you this:
Mm-hmm.
if it leads to an Adam Cole versus MJF, whose momentum are you going to kill?
I think you have to put the belt on Cole.
Yeah.
Because I want my babyface chasing. And he's already got the record, MJF. He's already got the record for the longest AEW title run. And again, whenever they decide to do it, whenever Cole is healthy, I can't remember what they said his timetable was, if they ever said that. But whenever it happens, you could run that, you know what I mean? Run the chase. And meanwhile, you still got 3, 4, 5 people coming after MJF. So you got plenty of time to hold it off, you know what I mean? Until Cole's healthy. So you got the perfect buffer.
So he beats Wardlow, he beats Hobbs, and he beats Joe.
He would have to. Unless I wouldn't want any of those 3 names beating the streak if you're going, or his streak of the title reign. I wouldn't want any one of them if you're going to do an Adam Cole devil reveal.
I mean, we saw Adam Cole when he was the NXT champion, how great he was.
Yeah.
And if he's like a over-hated heel, might be even better.
Yeah, I think so. The other thing I saw, someone put it up as a joke, and it made me laugh because I knew how much it would piss you off, and I wanted to bring it up to you. And I know it's very unlikely, but it just made me laugh when I saw it. Someone put up a picture and was like, "What if the devil is Tony Khan?" And he pulls off the mask and he says, "It was me, MJF. It was me all along."
I hate you.
How pissed would you be if he was forced into storyline? Would you stop watching Dynamite if he was in storyline every week?
Yes, absolutely. But besides, like, would people really be okay with that? Like, would they be that brainwashed to be like, yeah, this is cool? Or would they see through it and be like, no, this is the dumbest fucking thing in the world?
I
don't know.
go to the first one. I think I would go with the first one.
I don't know if I'd be more mad that Tony Khan was the devil, or if I'd be even more mad that people enjoyed that. I think I would be mad at other people for feeding them lies and insecurities. Tony Khan is not good for business. He cannot be the authority.
I agree.
He would do it terribly. It would be awful.
He would.
It would be fucking awful. He'd be trying to act, and it would be fucking excruciating to look at. And people would tune in and be like, "This is what fucking people are watching. This idiot." You'd be gaining no new fans. Let's put it that way.
Just the chance to annoy you, just with that little bit of a thought, as unlikely as it is, was completely worth it.
Fuck you.
All right, so we'll switch past.
Are you shifting?
Yeah, we'll go to Survivor Series, one of the big four for WWE. Probably my number 3 out of the top 4. I have SummerSlam behind Survivor Series.
Well, if we check tape, that's exactly what you said last week.
Yeah, so
stay true to yourself.
Yeah. So excuse me, Survivor Series has always been fun for me. I've always loved the team thing. I love the elimination tag. So this year,
I think I like it more that it's War Games. Like, I like that they tied War Games into it. I think now that bumps it past SummerSlam for me. But it wasn't prior to that. It wasn't really past SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
What if SummerSlam makes an elimination chamber? It's like they get rid of elimination chamber and they just make it a SummerSlam.
Survivor Series still number 3.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
All right, I was just throwing it out there.
So as of right now, we have 5 matches, which, I mean, we have SmackDown still coming, but I don't mean 5 sounds about right, especially because you have 2 War Games matches. The women's is going to be 4-on-4. Last week we talked that maybe 5-on-5, but Dakota Kai must not be cleared to go. So yeah, so it's 4-on-4. But look, even their 4-on-4, those 2 teams are incredible. You're talking about probably the top 8 talent in the company when it comes to the women.
Well, minus Rhea Ripley.
Well, true. Yeah, of course. Her versus Zoe Stark. I hope she elevates Zoe Stark. I really like Zoe Stark a lot. I loved her down NXT, and I think that they've been doing it right for her on the main roster. So interested.
It's Zoe Stark versus Rhea Ripley, right?
That's her title match where she won the Battle Royal 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So she gets to that Survivor Series.
That's a good match.
Yeah. And then
it's got potential to be a really good match, actually.
Yeah. The other one that I didn't think I'd be interested in, and this week's promo and stare down, Miz and Gunther for the IC title. I thought Miz absolutely crushed it. Not that I was surprised, but I thought it was great.
Miz is working as a face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oof, that's a stop the presses type thing. I haven't seen Miz work face in forever.
And he's over.
No, wait. Yeah, the last time he worked face was against Shane, right? Or was Shane? No, Shane was the face.
No.
Work face.
No, Miz was face during that Shane thing because that was Mania, and that was when we went to Mania. That was 35.
Yes, that's right.
Because that's when his dad became a meme when he got in the ring. Miz's dad.
Man, they got someone should bring that back. That was a good one.
Yeah, but those two I think are going to be sneaky good because they're going to be overshadowed by the Chambers.
Well, yeah. Well, Miz always has that Intercontinental record looming. So he could always be like inserted in the Intercontinental storyline. He's been it so many damn times. I bet you the near falls in that match are fucking insane.
Miz Gunther?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, I think that's the one that it should be. Because of, you know what I mean, the scenario and the believability of Miz could, you know what I mean? Miz could actually pull it out. He could, with his experience and all, he could definitely do something against Gunther.
Yeah.
So we'll go to the men's because up till last night, we weren't sure.
It was 5-on-4.
Yeah, it was 5-on-4.
What were they going to do?
And a lot of the talk is that WWE had to do this and were forced to not keep it a secret because they didn't want people thinking it was CM Punk the whole time. So that's why apparently they were going to wait till Survivor Series, but because of all the CM Punk talk,
Orton wouldn't have got the ovation that
exactly
the Daniel Bryan type thing all over again.
Yes. So they announced Randy Orton. We don't see him, but Cody basically alludes to it when the crowd is chanting Randy. He says they're right. So we get Randy Orton back, which just solidifies this as being one of the most star-studded, you know what I mean, 5-on-5 team matches in a while. Like, this is legit.
What if they said it's Orton? What if it's Zack Ryder?
Honestly, I still want Cardona to come back. But, I mean, I'm glad it's Orton. I can't wait to see him. And
he's not really an apex predator. Woo woo. You know it.
The crowd, I think, would be pissed on. Well, I don't know. I think at this point, people wouldn't like. I think it'd be a mix because like people want to see Cardona back, but like with all the Randy Orton talk, like I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, not like we're gonna fucking find out, but it would be interesting to see. I'll say that.
Or what if Cody goes? You guys are acting kind of dumb. What I think you need are a couple Rhodes Scholars.
That's definitely not fucking happening. I mean, what, it would probably like two people and it'd be us. Like that kind of be it.
Dude, when Sandow left, he was so fucking over.
I know.
He was so fucking over with that crowd. Dude, that crowd loved him. And they're just like, nope, not going to do it. We are not going to go down this road. You are not getting over. It's the same thing with Rusev.
Yeah, such a missed opportunity.
We are killing this day. You are not getting over.
So we're
going to have Bobby Lashley banging your wife.
Yeah, we're going to do that instead.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to do that. That's what's going to work. You'll be fine.
Odds, we see CM Punk on Saturday night.
I think you're twiddling in the 5%, the 0 to 5%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your reaction if we see CM Punk Saturday night?
I will probably audibly laugh.
Really?
Like, like, what the fuck? Like that type of thing. Like, it won't be anything like when he came back.
Yeah.
When the AEW pop, it won't. I mean, that crowd will probably go absolutely ape shit.
Yes, I agree.
That crowd would absolutely lose their fucking mind. And I think in that moment, it would probably go toe to toe with his comeback. If he were to step foot in a WWE arena again,
Yeah, you're probably right.
It would be insane.
So I was
in
having
Chicago would be gifted 2 fucking crazy fucking returns. Those cocksuckers. I hope it doesn't happen. Fuck them.
Look,
and your Blackhawks.
I mean, I couldn't agree more there. But well, not physically but Philadelphia got one of the greatest returns ever, and we got Bray Wyatt.
We did.
Which was epic, and now will definitely be immortalized after his unfortunate passing. But like, that is one of the craziest reactions to a return ever.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah.
That's a shame. All right, let's get off of
that. Sorry, I didn't bring it down. I mean, I think that about wraps it up. Like a Survivor Series, Full Gear.
Hey, man, we won't press the issue. Let's do a short show.
Yeah, better than the hour and 15, an hour and 20 we've been going past couple.
Yeah, I mean, that was a nice break. You hear us talk a little. We actually were AEW heavy in this one.
Yeah, rightfully so. They had a good showing, good pay-per-view, good handful of matches.
But next week we will be diving into. Dude, no, you know what I wanted to say? Before we end this, the men's war games. What if they had a perfect storm of like craziness?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if? Because at the end of this, you're going to want to set up some storylines because you're kind of stagnant right now, right? So you have the opportunity to go absolutely ape shit with this. Like, you could have. Well, we already talked about this last week. You could have the cash in. You could have the cash in on Rollins by Priest. You could have a Owens heel turn in this, coming out to fuck over Sammy, and all he has to say is, "This is for last year." That's it. He could beat down Jay and Sammy, and Cody's going to need something to do. You could definitely have a Randy Orton heel turn and have Cody work Orton for the next month, 2 months. And you know what? Judgment Day wins, as they should. You have a storyline now you have 2 storylines. You have Seth going back after Priest, and you also have the inner turmoil that you can start doing with the Judgment Day. And you could have Finn eventually against. There's a lot that you could do with just this match alone to set up the next couple months.
So I have one that you didn't mention, and
okay, go for it.
I was actually talking with Eggy today, messaging back and forth, and we were talking about this actual subject. He thinks the same way you're thinking, and that's
of course he's a genius.
You just called him a bitch.
You can be both. He's a genius bit.
he also believes Cody Orton. I brought up because there was kind of that facial expression when it was announced.
By Jey Uso.
Jay and Randy. I feel like somewhere Jay gets an RKO. If Orton turns or after the match, I don't know. Something in there. I mean, that storyline's still there. He got taken out by the bloodline just like McIntyre did. You still have McIntyre, like McIntyre and Jay. That could still go forward.
Or you can if you do Jay and Orton, and McIntyre and Cody. Cody's going to need something to do.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. So it's so
And I
there's
don't
so
see
much.
I don't see McIntyre making that even though he's got a new character or whatnot. I don't see him making that leap back up to main event title picture anytime soon.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I don't think so either.
Or, dude, there's so much you can do in just this one match.
I know.
You could have Priest win it, and you could have McIntyre completely turn again and fucking knock out Priest, and you could do McIntyre Priest because the Judgment Day is almost in that. They might almost get to that like slightly baby face. You got Rhea Ripley who's already getting cheered.
Yeah. Yeah, well, she's been getting cheered for a while.
There is a lot. There's a lot that can happen, I think, in this match. Now, if none of it happens, I won't be surprised either because anytime I try and think of anything, nothing ever happens. So it could go either way. It could just be either way. I think Judgment Day has to win. I don't know how, but they do.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm back and forth.
I mean, I hate when the mishmash group wins because then it kind of hurts the faction. I think we need a cash in.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, like you said, a lot can happen. Yeah.
You're going to have him trapped in a steel cage. He's probably going to get the hell beat out of him.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't wait, though. I can't wait. And also,
it's going to be great.
What we have to do is so Saturday we'll be headed to Suplex Vintage Wrestling. Obviously, we had Woody on from there a couple shows ago. We'll be headed there and watch Survivor Series there. So if you're in the area and you want to join us and go see the shop, or if you've been to the shop and you want to go again and watch the pay-per-view, we'll be headed there to watch. I can't wait. I can't wait to go through this place and take my time and see everything. So if you haven't already, check it out. Check the store out. Even if it's not for Survivor Series, go check it out. And we'll be posting pictures. I'm definitely going to take pictures, throw it on our Instagram, maybe even a video or two. So look out for that on our Instagram, Brotherly Love Wrestling. And I think that's it. I'll wrap it up.
All right, yeah. So I took a little bit. I sidetracked this just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But all right. So thank you for watching, listening. Enjoy Survivor Series and happy Thanksgiving. And we'll be talking to you very soon.
Gobble, motherfucker.